about 2 weeks or less to get things done that require chemicals that are temperature sensitive. So I have the heat shield I need to finish stripping off and paint it. I'm going to spray paint it with some gold engine paint. And I have the deletes. I need to patch a few holes, and some of them I'm just going to do with like metal patches. Others I have tiny little holes like right here, if you can see that, that I'm just going to put some Bondo over to fill in. So I need to get those done. I need to get everything riveted so that I can paint this section. And I did buy an air compressor and a rivet gun to make that more quickly. So I'm going to be brave and get that fired up either today or tomorrow and try to get all these rivets knocked out on both sides. I also am running the pipe for the rest of the drainage pipe, and for the bathroom sink I need to refinish that top, so I need to do that with the sealant before it gets cold as well. So of course the first game I always had to play is where'd I put it? And that was my trying to find my gloves, but I found them. So now I have all these holes. I think there was like 7 of them that I need to fill. And bondoing is probably my least favorite activity, but it's an effective way of sealing up tiny little holes and things like that. So it's a necessary evil. Ugh, it smells awful. Should probably be wearing a respirator for that. And see if I can find my respirator. Okay, now I'm going to quickly go around the other side and try to use this up before it sets up. Make sure they're flush. It's already starting to set up, so. And then once they dry, I'll go over them with a sander and smooth them out. And then they'll be ready for painting. Okay, so I have all the small holes bondoed. Now I need to patch the bigger holes, but those I will hold off on because I don't need to use any sealant or anything. So I'm trying to think of what I want to do now, because I have a little bit of time before it's going to be time to strip that panel. So I could cut a hole in the side of my bus. That's one thing I need to do. The other thing I need to do is decide where I'm going to put my light on the back of my bus. Let me show you here. So you can see over the door. Step back here. So over the door I've put up a light, and I have another light for the back. So let me see if I can show this. So I want to put the light above the door. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to put it right above the door or do I want to put it underneath the marker lights? And I would just go ahead and put it up under the marker lights, and I feel like that was going to give a better flood effect coming down. But I also have a 360 camera kit that comes with 4 cameras. So 1 for the front, 1 for the back, and 2 for the sides. But I think the way that the back camera mounts, I thought I was going to put it up like maybe under the marker lights. But I think the way it mounts, I almost have to put it up on top. So if I put it up on top, then it doesn't really matter where the light goes. But if I'm going to put it on the back, then I think I'd want to put it, I don't know. I can't decide. So if you have an opinion on that, let me know. So here's the other hole I need to cut into my bus. And I think this is the last hole I need to cut into the sides. I do still need to cut a hole for the chimney pipe and also 2 for the vents, but that's on the roof. So this is an exterior outlet. I'm going to put that outside here. And I have this hole saw to use, but I'm a little bit nervous because the other hole that I had to cut the other day was for my 30 amp service. It's there. I need to put a protector over that so that it's not near the drain pipe. But anyway, the hole saw that I got for that, it specified 2 7/8, and it was very great about telling me everything I needed to get that done. So I felt very confident about that hole. This one I am guessing on the size because there was no instructions. The only thing it came with was the screws to hold it on and the actual receptacle. So this hole saw is just a hair bigger than the hole, so it's a 2-inch, but my 1 3/4 is too small. So I actually need between 2 and 1 3/4. So I don't know if they make a 1 7/8. So I think I'm going to look into that because the problem is if I cut the hole a little bit too big, if I can get this open one-handed, there's a screw hole on the bottom and top, and if the hole's too big, then the screws aren't going to be mounting to the wall. They're going to be in the hole. So that could be a problem. So that's why I'm nervous about cutting a hole, but I do know that it needs to go like right here. So I can either cut it from the inside or outside. Either way will work. I did get the sink cabinet mounted to the wall, and it is connected. It's not connected all the way, but it's, you can't even see in there. But I do have the drain pipe run, so I just need a little piece of drain cut, and I need to put it all together, and then that will be set up. So that's exciting. I didn't want to permanently mount that yet until I got the whole line run, so I'm working on that. And I did cut out some wooden panels and stained them. I'm going to paint over it, so even though there's this glue drip here, I'm not really worried about it. It's just, I stained it real quickly just so it wasn't so light. I do need to fasten them in. They're just kind of sitting in there, but they do fit. And so I need to secure them in, and then eventually I'm going to be doing some paintings on here just to kind of hide the ugliness of the cheap wood that I used for that. Checking on the Bondo that I did, it's looking pretty good. So I think that'll be about ready to sand down. And so then whenever I'm painting, I can just paint over that whole section and there will be no more holes there. Getting pretty dark in here, so I don't know if you'll be able to see, but these holes also look like they Bondoed pretty good. So just let them dry thoroughly, sand them down, and they'll be ready to paint as well.